All you need to do these days is look around. Like, look around at the apps that you're scrolling, the ads that you see, the excuses that you tell yourself. All this shit, it's part of a sinister plot to keep you as a static spectator in your own life. I call it the great sedation, right? Society wants you to be a slave. It wants you to be programmed. It wants you to be a guy who doesn't break free from the bullshit, yeah? And every time you see a woman and you hesitate and you talk yourself out of it, you're basically saying to society, hey, listen, I'm happy being a programmable pawn. I'm happy doing what I'm told. And this is why daytime approach for me is the most aggressive form of self-development. Because the women that you approach today, they've got no pre-existing social context of who you are. So every time you approach in a shameless, unapologetic, masculine way, you say, excuse me, you look incredible, despite the programming, despite the conditioning, despite the hesitation. You are investing into the identity of the man who you want to embody, the identity of the man who's already there. He's just buried under bullshit, fear, sedation, compliance. I think the fucked up thing about life is realizing you've wasted your potential when it's already gone. There's so many men out there today, and they know they are capable of doing incredible things. You might be watching my content right now and you've seen me putting myself out there. You've seen the man that I used to be. You've seen the way I've developed myself over the years. You've seen all the guys who I've worked with who I've transformed their dating lives. And it's like, you feel like you've got all this potential inside of you, and you probably see women every single day who you want to talk to, but what most guys do is they talk themselves out of it, yeah? They think too many steps ahead, they experience failure in advance, they reject themselves on the woman's behalf, and then what happens is they go back to their nice apartment, their carefully curated crypto portfolio, and they know logically that they're dateable. And then usually what happens is they end up replaying these same moments over and over in their head, thinking, oh, what would have happened if I'd have just walked over to that woman? Whilst you're doing these mental gymnastics in your head, yeah, you might see a woman who walks out of Starbucks today, you're considering approaching her, and then before you pull the trigger, she walks off into the distance, never even knowing you existed. The fucked up thing is, she's most likely going to end up with some other guy who's nowhere near your level, right? Nowhere near your intellect, nowhere near your status, nowhere near the mindset you've built, the body you've developed. Because this is what I say to my clients, if you don't approach her, somebody else will. And it goes deeper than just approaching women. You already know that by now, right? This is freedom from bullshit. All you need to do these days is look around. Like, look around at the apps that you're scrolling, the ads that you see, the excuses that you tell yourself. All this shit, it's part of a sinister plot to keep you as a static spectator in your own life. I call it the great sedation, right? Society wants you to be a slave. It wants you to be programmed. It wants you to be a guy who doesn't break free from the bullshit, yeah? And every time you see a woman and you hesitate and you talk yourself out of it, you're basically saying to society, hey, listen, I'm happy being a programmable pawn. I'm happy doing what I'm told, yeah? And this is why daytime approach for me is the most aggressive form of self-development, because it forces you to confront yourself. Because when you're approaching a woman, it's not really you in that conversation. Certainly for the first 100 approaches, you might think it's you. You might think it's you who's doing the talking, but really it's your conditioning. So many guys today, they are wearing a mask that they call themselves. This is why what I do for my clients is I say to them, listen, dude, you've already got everything that you need. You're already dateable. You're in shape. You've got money. You dress well. You've got a good career. You've built a stellar reputation. You've got good social skills. But the reason why you don't get the women who you know you fucking deserve is because you're living like a closet heterosexual. Yeah, you think it's wrong in some way to own your desire, to speak shamelessly, to demonstrate your adoration for the feminine. And this is why I've always seen this as a skill that goes so much deeper than talking to women. It's about you removing all of your social blocks, removing the fear, the sedation, the compliance. And the amazing thing about daytime approach is every single approach is an opportunity to recreate yourself. Because the women that you approach today, they've got no pre-existing social context of who you are. So every time you approach in a shameless, unapologetic, masculine way, you say, excuse me, you look incredible, despite the programming, despite the conditioning, despite the hesitation. You are investing into the identity of the man who you want to embody, the identity of the man who's already there. He's just buried under bullshit, fear, sedation, compliance. Every approach is an opportunity to reinvent yourself. This is why I don't believe we can be in love with another human being. I think we are in love with their capacity to allow us to experience love. So when you approach a woman today, despite the shackles of conditioning, and you just say, excuse me, you look incredible, and she's receptive to you, she is one of your fuck yes women, through her, you get to see a glimpse of who you actually are. Because the real you, he's already there. It's like the movie Fight Club, right? Tyler Durden, he represents the man who you want to be. But the cool thing is, Tyler Durden is not a character. Tyler Durden is a choice. And every single day, we can make the choice to be free from the conditioning. And that starts by putting your big boy pants on, walking outside today and giving one woman a strong, shameless, direct compliment. And once you've done that over 100 times, you start to feel more like yourself. And this is what happens with the guys who work with me. Yeah, guys will fly out, they'll spend time with me in person, or guys will work with me online. I say to my guys, one approach with me is worth around 30 approaches on your own. I'm allowing my guys to skip all the guesswork, remove all the trial and error. I'm giving them that no bullshit push to become the version of themselves they've always wanted to be, but maybe they've not had the permission to become that guy. Because I do think this is an internal game that we're playing. It's not what you say, it's not even how you say it, it's who you perceive yourself to be when you say it. And so many guys today, they are living dating lives of quiet desperation. They know they've got the potential to do great things. They know they can go out there. They should be able to approach women. But every time they freeze up like a deer in headlights. They might think, oh, stranger danger. I'm not sure how this woman is going to respond to me. Because this is the thing, like, oftentimes it's not the fear of rejection. It might be the fear of uncertainty. You don't know how it's going to go. You don't know how she's going to react. You don't know if you're going to get a bad reputation. This is why I say to my guys, you don't have dating problems. You've got personal problems that affect your dating life. And until you've done at least 100 approaches, you have freed yourself from all of the bullshit. Because remember, belief follows action. You'll continue to be a closet heterosexual. But I do think dating, business, your overall, the physique that you have, it's all an internal game. It's an inside job. I do think it's 93% in a game. And in fact, what I've done is I've put together a full 10-hour free in a game mastery course. So there's a video that's just appeared on screen right now. And if you're somebody and you just feel socially blocked, you know that you're dateable, but you just feel as though you're not getting the results with women you fucking deserve, even though you feel as though you've got all of the things together, then I would say access that free course now.